Now we'll see what is fill series and how does it work. Suppose I have Monday written here. On this all I'll make it a bold and will color as well, and I'll give it all borders. Now how does fill series work? Suppose if I just simply drag this, so I'll get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday along with the bold font and also the background color. If I drag it, I'll get the same. But suppose here there are options given. I don't want to fill it like this. I want to fill without formatting. So I'll get this text without formatting. So the color has been removed. Also the fonts are changed. It's not no longer bold. Suppose I want to go fill formatting only. So I'm not getting the tags, but only the formats. Suppose if I drag the fourth one, and I'm getting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday also. I want to fill it, fill weekdays, right? So only the weekdays will appear. If you can see, after Friday, Monday is starting. So Saturday, Sunday has been removed. I want the days back, so fill days. So again, I'm getting it back. So this is called fill series. Please try it on your Excel sheet. Thank you. Now we'll see what is flash fill. Now flash fill will work in 2013 and above version of MS Office, right? So if you have 2013, 16 or 19 installed, then this function will work. Now if you're on the home tab, if you can see the fill series, it has the last option is flash fill. That is Control E. And what does it say? It automatically fills in the values. Now let's do it with a formula. Suppose I want the first 4 digits. So what I can do, I can type formula left, comma, and the 4 digit. So I'll get the answer like that. I can drag it. Last 3 digits, so I can type right, this text, and the 3 digits. I'll get the answer. And the middle, for that I have mid. This, the start number it's asking. So I want this one as a start number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, this dash 5th. So start number is 6 and only the 3 numbers that are in the middle. So I can drag it. So this is how I can find the functions like that. Suppose for left, I'll type this left and I'll get the answer as M. Right? So right, likewise right, I can try. Right? Suppose I want to merge this both name, the first name and the last name. So I can use concatenate, and with the help of concatenate I can use it, the second one, and I get the answer. Suppose I want the space between the name and the last name. So what I can do, I can add the space. So I'll add the space with in quotation mark, in the inverted commas, and with a comma as well to separate it. So see, the space have been added here. Right? But I don't want to do it with all this by default function. Suppose I don't have this much time and I just want to use flash fill. So how does it work? Suppose I want to add the first 4 digits. So I'll type first 4 digit, and what was the shortcut, if you remember? That's Control E. So I'll press Control E and see the first 4 digits are filled without any function, without any formula. So it's going to save a lot of your time. Let's say last 3 digits. So if I type 100, and if I press Control E, the last 3 digits will not be filled. Why? Because see, the first 3 digits are also 100. So it will not understand what do we want. So what we can do, we can give a couple of examples to it. 100 and 101. So now it will understand that we are talking about the last 3 digits. And after giving a couple of examples, I'll press Control E. So here I'm getting the last 3 digit. Suppose middle 3 digits, so that's unique. Simple, Control E. Suppose I want the first text, so I'll press M, Control E. I want the last text. If I press Y, I'll not get the answer, right? Because it is calculating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's working this way. It calculates the tax and gives us the answer. Now what I can do, I'll type Y 2 times and Control E. Right? Not only that, it can replace our concatenate function that we just learned. I have to simply type my name with a space and then Control E. So see this, I'm getting the answers like that. So I hope it is very much clear what flash fill is and how much time it can save yours. Please try this. Thank you. Now we'll see what is relative reference, absolute reference, and mixed reference. in 3 different sessions. Now let's look at the relative reference. Now how does it work? Now we have some months to be written here in the columns. In this column we have revenue, expenses and net income. Let me type January and let me drag it, so I'll get all the months here. Revenue, suppose I take 10,000, then 15,000, and I'll select this both and I'll drag it to get the reference. Let me take 5,000 and then 10,000. I'll select this both and I'll get the answer like that. Alright, now just because it is income not loss here given here, so I will put revenue more and expenses less. Now how do I get net income? So it is very simple formula, is equals to this cell minus this cell, right? So what I did on C3, I did B3 minus C3. Now if I simply drag it, I'll get all the answers correctly. See, so this is an increment of 5,000, right? This all is 5,000 more. All the revenues are 5,000 more than expenses. So the difference is my net income. If I want the total here, what I can do, auto sum, and I'll press enter. So this is my net income. Now see, what is relative reference? We have typed B3 minus C3, right? But we have never typed B4 minus C4. We have never typed B5 minus C5. Manually, we have never typed V8 minus C8. What happens is, once we had dragged it, once we have written this B3 minus C3, then we had dragged it. So it intelligently understood that on D3, if we want B3 minus C3, then on D4, if we would want B4 minus C4. So it intelligently understood and gave us the reference. So relative reference works like that. So this is called relative reference. Let's now look at what absolute reference is. Suppose I have some students' initials here as A, B, C, D, E, F, and some marks written here out of 100. So these all have scored their respective marks out of 100, which is total. Now I want to find the percentage here. Now it is but obvious that 40 out of 100 is 40%, 45 out of 100 is 45%, right? Now we'll see how to do that. First, what I'll do, I'll put all this cells where I want the percentage as in the percentage format. Right, now what is the distinction? Let me show you here. Suppose this is a general format, this F30, and G30 I would make it percentage format. So what will happen if I type 10 here, it will remain 10, but if I type 10 on G30, it will show me in percentage format. So this is how, if I change the format, it will always show me in the percentage format. So here on all the cells I have selected percentage format. So this all information, whatever calculations I do, it will fetch me results in percentage. So I don't have to multiply by 100 and things as such. Now how would I do that? What is absolute reference is all about? So let me divide it. This is equals to this cell, which is the marks, divided by total marks, which is the cell above it, which is B30. If I press enter, so I'll absolutely get the perfect answer is 40%, which is very correct. Now suppose if we drag it as we did in the relative reference, right? We were finding net profit. So let's drag it. So if I drag it, I'll not get the answer. Let me leave the cursor. Yeah, so why am I not getting the answer? See, the 40% here, but out of 40, see, it is 45, should be 45%, but it's showing me 112.5%. Why? Now let's look at the details. We did B31 divided by B30, right? Now it intelligently understood that in this cell, if he needs this previous column B31 and its above cell B30 to be divided, then here it divided B32 by B31. Now it does not know, Excel does not know that 100 is common in all, 100 is fixed in all. 100 is an absolute reference, not a relative reference, right? So how would I make that absolute reference? So let me delete this extra information. Okay, here just in the same cell, what I'll do, this 100, which is B30, I'll lock it. Now how do I lock it? Now I can lock it by pressing F4 from your keyboard. If those who are using laptop, if F4 does not work, you can press function F4. So that's going to work for you, right? Or you can manually add the dollar sign also in that, right? So before B and before 30,
right? So we can manually add the dollar sign. So what I have done is, by adding the dollar sign, I have fixed it. Now that's an absolute reference. Now 100 is not going to change, right? Let me press enter. Let me drag it now. Yeah, so once I if you just saw that once I have dragged it, now every marks of every student is divided by B30, which is here 100 marks, which I just made absolute reference, that is fixed, right? So I hope you have understood how to add absolute reference and how does it work. Thank you.
We just saw what is relative reference, what is absolute reference. Now we'll see what is mixed reference. That is bit advanced. Now pay attention to this chart, please. This table provides us information. This on A column, we have some numbers on different rows as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And these are the simple numbers, so we can easily calculate. On 6th row, 60th row, I have some numbers as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That on different columns, right? Now what do I want? I want 1 to be multiplied by 10 here, then 1 to be multiplied by 20 here, 1 to be multiplied by 30 here, 40 and 50. And what I want here is 10 to be multiplied by 1, with 2, with 3, with 4, 5 and so on, right? But I want to do it with just one formula. Now that is possible with the help of mixed reference. Now let me put formula as this multiplied by this cell. So what I have done is I have multiplied this both, right? Now 10 ones are 10, that I got the answer. But if I drag it, so I'll not get the answer is 50 ones are 50. Why? Because it's taking relative reference. So what I'll have to do, I'll have to fix 10. Now suppose if I fix 10, let's say I'm fixing B30, B60 and I'm dragging it. So this problem will be solved. But if I drag it horizontally as well, I'll get the identical answer, because what's happening here is everything is multiplied by 1, which is B60, because I have logged both of it, right? So there's one more thing that we learned, that we can if we log one of the things, if we log both the rows and the columns, if we log the full cell, so it's going to function like that. Now look at the cell once again, as we discussed earlier, that one cell in the name box, it has two things. It is an intersection of column and row. Now look at this, what I have clicked, it is at 62. So H is the column and 62 is the row. If I click here, it is C70. So C is the column and 70 is the row. Now what is something unique and advanced in mixed reference, that in absolute reference we lock the particular cell. It means we lock the row as well as the column. But here in mixed reference we can lock either. We can lock only C and not 70, or we can lock only 70 and not C. We can log only row but not column, or we can log only column and but not row, right? So let's look how does it work, and how in just one particular formula, if you're dragging it vertically as well as horizontally, we are getting both the answers. Now let's see, is equals to this cell multiply with this cell. Now here what I'll do, I can see that this is on a column and so many rows, right? The rows will change. This 61, 62 will change. So I can lock only A, right? So how am I doing it? I'm pressing F4 multiple times, right? So it will give me different options. So I have logged only A. And here in B60, if you can see, this 60 is the row which is fixed because all the numbers are on 60, but this B, C, D, E, F columns will change because they have all different numbers. So I cannot log B, right? I cannot log B. I want it to go to C, I want it to go to D, I want it to go to E and F, because I want it to change because they all have different numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm not locking column here, I'm just locking row. So I'm just locking row. So initially we logged column A and now we are locking row 60. Now if I drag this vertically as well as horizontally, I'll get the perfect multiplication answer. That is called mixed reference. I hope it is clear, friends. Thank you.